For Lake Stevens, first. Number 1, Melissa Stevens. Number 3, Shanna Snyder. Number 4, Taylor Stevens. Number 5, Emily Lewis.
Hello, volleyball fans, and welcome to wherever you are. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. I'm Matty Bishop. We're here at Snohomish High School on a spooky, windy Halloween day. Good to get inside for a Halloween treat. We've got first round of district matchup for Wesco 4A between the Lake Stevens Vikings and the Snohomish Panthers. This should be a great event today. These two teams have played to 5 sets in both of their previous meetings. Lake Stevens won the season opener. Snohomish earned revenge on their home court later on in the season. The teams are coming out onto the floor now, and there's a huge amount of volleyball talent on display here tonight. Some of the hardest working kiddos in Wesco up here for you. This Halloween treat is brought to you by Beach VBC. Learn to play like the pros. Snohomish County's premier beach volleyball program with connections to USA Volleyball, the Olympic High Performance Pipeline, and the AVP Tour. So, setting the stage for this one tonight, the Vikings come in as the, I believe they are the number 6 seed. Snohomish, the number 7 seed. This is a first-round matchup. Winner of this match goes up to the good side of the bracket, gets a match against undefeated, the juggernaut that is the Monroe Bearcats. Coming up this week, the loser of this match drops to the loser side of the bracket, and they will face the loser of a matchup between Kamiak and either Jackson or Mount Vernon. That is the other first-round Wesco 4A matchup taking place today. I believe they are the number 3 Jackson versus the number 6 Mount Vernon, and that would make these two the 4 and 5 seeds. Sorry, 8 teams go into the 3A tournament, not the 4A. 4A gets 6 teams. 2 of them will qualify for the state championship tournament for the WIAA. That is the goal here tonight for the Vikings and the Panthers, getting set on that right path. Mentioned that there is a ton of talent on display. The coaches pulling the strings for that talent, Alex Tarrin and Don Hansen. As we head into the pledge here. It's Saturday afternoon, it's Halloween, it's a little bit spooky, and it's volleyball playoff time. As mentioned, I'm Matty Bishop, bringing you the action here today. Thanks for listening, everybody. We hope you're catching this live on STSPN.com. We're working to bring you some more broadcasts through the course of this week into the district playoffs. If you're interested in help making one of these broadcasts happen, please get in touch with STSPN.com. We are looking for some community support for the volleyball broadcast here. If you want to make one of these work, let us know, and we will make it sure that everyone knows that you are responsible. The teams are taking the floor.
And it's indoors.
And it is indoors.
We had to experience a little something special yesterday.
It's a good day not to be outdoors, good day to be a volleyball fan for sure. Teams are huddled at center court. Hush falls over the crowd. A little bit of air of anticipation, a little bit of tension in the building here. The Vikings break their huddle first. Looks like Lily Eason will be the starting setter for Lake Stevens. Front row outside hitter is going to be Sophie Swanson. Hannah Once in the middle in the front row. Ainsley Mattingly playing right side. Gabby Gunterman's the other outside hitter. Megan Holman will be the other middle. And the senior, Maddie Solis, will check in as the libero. The other senior on the floor for the Vikings, Sophie Swanson, number 6. Taking a look at Snohomish side of the court. It looks like they're going to go. We saw senior night earlier this week. They went with a pair of senior setters. Looks like tonight it's going to be Allie Graham, the freshman, starting the right back spot. She will be serving out of rotation 1. Caitlin Johnson in as the libero. Jessica Brennis in the back row as the outside. Kyla Mellick in the front row along with Roz Gilly, who we did not see Tuesday, and Serene Herzog. And that's Graham starting off with a service ace. Little bit of nerves out of the Lake Stevens serve receive early. They step back into rotation 1. Swanson pushed back to the right with Eason behind her. Gunterman overfeed, and that one's put down by Gilly. She gets her first kill of the night in an easy fashion. So nerves in the Lake Stevens serve receive. The freshman, Allie Graham, getting a great opportunity to work through some of her early nerves. Certainly her first district action, and that pass a little bit tight. Setter Lily Eason is under the net for the net violation, and it's quickly 3-0 Snohomish. Lake Stevens in an early hole. Rally scoring a 3-4-5 point lead. Really not much to worry about. There's Gunterman. Mattingly. Onsen free balls it over. Caitlin Johnson with her hands. Graham looking for Gilly. She pounds it off, and Eason can't come up with the dig. Roz Gilly, her second kill of the night. She is a weapon for the Panthers. Big girl in the middle. Snohomish also very strong at the pins. Jessica Brennis came alive in the last match against Lake Stevens. She put up 25 kills. Maddie Solis, good serve there. Hannah Onsen with the tip. Beautiful defense from the freshman Graham. Free ball over. Here's Eason. Back for Mattingly. Mattingly with the swing off the block, picked up by Gunterman. Swanson now swings off the block, picked up by Mattingly, but Eason can't save it. Snohomish is rolling here at home. Lake Stevens yet to find a combination that works. The freshman setter, Allie Graham, at the service line, a quick 5-0 lead, and that's a timeout for Lake Stevens. That's going to be a timeout here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We will be right back. Welcome back. It's early in the match. We've got our first timeout already. Snohomish on a 5-0 run on the serving of setter Allie Graham. Lake Stevens. Hannah Onsen pops that ball up. Swanson back in the middle. Onsen free. The freshman Graham gets called for the double contact. The up ref didn't like the way that one came out of her hands. That's the match for the Vikings, and that brings that float serve. Brennis can't adjust. As both teams try and settle their nerves a little bit to a rhythm. Swanson, Brennis, better pass time. Graham, Serene Herzog, nice cut shot up by Ainsley Mattingly. Outside, there's Gabby Gunterman. Dig for Jessica Brennis. Graham to the outside looking for Mellick, and she tries to cut one back the other way. A little bit too sharp with her angle. Swanson back to the service line for the Vikings. Gabby Gunterman in the front row, one of the kill leaders for Wesco 4A altogether. And Swanson with another ace. This one landing to the left side of Brennis, so she's gotten Brennis to her right and Brennis to her left. Jessica Brennis also amongst the kill leaders in Wesco 4A, along with the dynamic duo from Monroe, Meredith Teague and Jessica Clark. Caitlin Johnson, good pass for Graham, right side for Herzog. Eason digs, but they can't control, and Serene Herzog gets her first kill of the night. Playing out of the right side, that brings her back to serve. So you got Roz Gilly, Jessica Brennis, and Kyla Mellick in the front row for Snohomish with Serene Herzog at the service line. That is a formidable lineup. Gabby Gunterman with the swing. She's just wide for the Vikings. Vikings, no slouches theirself. A little younger on that side as a trio of sophomores on the floor right now. Ainsley Mattingly, Lily Eason, and Hannah Onsen. The future is bright in Lake Stevens. Jump float from Herzog. 1-point pass from Gunterman. Dug by Brennis, and a net violation against Gilly gives Lake Stevens the point and the side out. The middle, Hannah Onsen, back to the service line. She is a multi-talented player. She's played outside, middle, and libero all in the last 12 months. Jessica Brennis, beautiful dig as Onsen shows us some of that libero training. Megan Holman with the swing, dig by Johnson. Brennis again, this one off the top, up by Swanson. Onsen to the outside, Gunterman down the line. Caitlin Johnson, another dig. Allie Graham pushes it over, free ball for Lake Stevens. Ainsley Mattingly up off the block, Serene Herzog controls. Back right side, here comes Mellick. Dig by Eason up into the rafters, and Mattingly can't chase that one down. The ball gets into the ceiling on your own side of the net, and if it comes back down, it's in play. It touches the ceiling and goes to the other side of the net. That ball is out. Caitlin Johnson now serving the shorty to Mattingly. Eason back set, looks for Gunterman, and she pounds it through off of Herzog. Gabby Gunterman, big swing and a big kill, her first of the night. Ainsley Mattingly checks out, Melissa Stevens in. Stevens will set the back side of the 6-2 as Lily Eason becomes a powerful right-sided, the lefty, big arm swing. Serene Herzog with the pass. Out for Brennis. Dug by Solis. Nope, that's going to be a kill for Jessica Brennis. She gets on the scoreboard tonight. Allie Graham checks out. And that's Jazzy Poirier checks in. That means that Kyla Mellick, our player of the match from senior night last Monday, is going to be the server and setter, and she gets a service ace as that one bounces off the setter. That's the setter, Melissa Stevens, who got the touch on that. The big jump top spin. And that one too big. Gabby Gunterman to the service line. That brings Sophie Swanson into the front row, and we see Mellick check out. And a second freshman setter into the lineup for Snohomish. Here's Bethany McBrien. Perfect pass from Jessica Brennis. McBrien for Poirier on the outside. Swing over the top, and that is in. Jazzy reached high and rolled that one over the top. Point Panthers. Jessica Brennis back to the service line. Front row is Serene Herzog on the outside. Madeline Smith and Jazzy Poirier for Snohomish. Gunterman, nice pass for Stevens. Lefty roll over the top, or Eason, dug by Brennis. Now up and outside, here's Herzog. Stevens with the dig, Maddie Solis setting for Gunterman out of the back row, and Gabby finds a hole right in the middle of the court. She gets her second kill. She's leading Lake Stevens so far. She is the offensive bread and butter, a much sought-after recruit from several colleges in the area. Jessica Brennis, Bethany McBrien, beautiful set. Serene Herzog pounds that one. Sophie Swanson can't come up with it. Herzog tallies the kill, and the freshman setters for Snohomish have been on point so far. Checking in to serve is Natalie Stern for the Panthers. Gunterman, perfect pass. Stevens, back set. There's Eason. Dig by Stern, and a net violation call against Herzog, I believe, gives Lake Stevens the point. Nice swing from Eason there. She goes back to the service line. Ainsley Mattingly, the sophomore, checks back into the front row. Left-handed jump float from Eason, popped up by Stern. McBrien, bump set for Brennis. Brennis finds an angle, and Jessica Brennis puts that one on the floor with authority for her second kill of the night. That brings Allie Graham back in for Poirier. Mellick's going to come back into the front row to swing across the front for McBrien, and so far the freshman setters for Snohomish doing the job. Graham with the serve. Solis pass, bump set for Mattingly. Mattingly roll over the top, dug by Stern. Graham, Herzog, kaboom down the line. Serene Herzog turned her hips around and got all of that one. She leads all hitters with 3 kills so far on the night. We've seen her cut shot, her finesse, and now we've seen her power. She is a multifaceted player. Gunterman, perfect pass for Eason. In the middle, tip for Onsen, dug beautifully by Graham. This one popped up by Melick. Back into the middle, Gilly, and Hannah Onsen with the stuffed block. She says no. She is the leader in the Max Preps statistics for Wesco 4A in blocks, the runaway leader, and then she shows why. Nice eye work, good read, picking that one up, and she gets both hands up in front of that swing, puts it back on the floor. Swanson serves for the Vikings. Melick pops it up in the middle. Graham, free ball over. Solis, Eason, Onsen. And that one is in. Hannah Onsen with the kill. She's responsible for the last 2 points for Lake Stevens. Multi-talented sophomore showing what she can do offensively in the middle. She's had that great big arm swing since she was about 10 years old. Last couple years, she's really come to her own learning how to use it. And Snohomish out of rotation now. Mental error as that's the freshman setter. She steps just a bit too early. Setter has to wait to overlap until the service contact is made. Just a little bit jumpy maybe. Graham now sets for Herzog. Herzog, power, Doug Eason. Nice job. Mattingly outside, Gunterman. Gabby Gunterman puts that one on the floor. Not many defenders in Wesco 4A are going to stop that when she gets that ball in her wheelhouse and a nice seam to hit into. Swanson again. Graham, low duck for Melick. She rolls it over the top. Dug by Onsen. Outside, Gunterman. Roll shot over the top. Kyla Melick, beautiful dig. Here's Caitlin Johnson will free ball it over. Nice job of putting it right on the setter, Eason. Snohomish out of system. They free ball it back. Brennis, Graham, Gilly tips over the top. Eason digs. Mattingly with the bump set for Gunterman. Dug by Brennis. Nice job. Graham picks that up. Brennis out of the back. Roll over the middle for Solis to Eason. The middle for Onsen, and she finds the floor. That big approach turns into the little push over the top, and it all counts as a kill. Her 3rd point of the night, 2nd kill. We're tied up, and that brings a timeout out of the Snohomish Panthers. This match looks like it could be everything it was cracked up to be. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back into Snohomish High School. We're the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We've got a barn burner early in the first set. It's 14 apiece. Lake Stevens and Snohomish battling in the first round of the Wesco 4A playoffs. This is not a loser-out match. Both of these teams will have an opportunity to continue on regardless of the outcome here tonight, but the path certainly gets easier for the team that comes away victorious. This is the 3rd meeting of the year between these two teams. They are split on the season, both of those 5-set matches, and it looks like we could be in for more of the same this afternoon. Jessica Brennis out of the back row. She wanted a big swing on that one, and she just couldn't quite put it in the sweet spot. She pounds that one into the net. Sophie Swanson doing the damage. She's on a big run back at the service line. The senior for Lake Stevens having an excellent year, and of course, as soon as we say nice things about her, something like that happens. Senior for Snohomish, Serene Herzog. She's committed to play beach volleyball for the University of Hawaii. Gabby Gunterman pops that ball up. Eason gets under it. Swanson free balls over. Herzog, quick pass. Roz Gilly! Oh, you could see it coming from a mile away, but there was nothing you could do about it. Herzog, the good low pass on tempo. Alec Graham sets it right up in front of her big middle, and Roz Gilly puts a dent in the floor with that one. Herzog finds the ace that time off of Swanson, and suddenly it's the home team Snohomish on a little bit of a roll. Mentioned that Serene Herzog's heading to Hawaii to play beach volleyball. She's a Seaside champion. Service ace for Herzog there as she gets Gunterman that time. So Serene Herzog, Jessica Brennis, and Gabby Gunterman and Maddie Solis actually were all on the same U18 team at Lake Volleyball Club this year. So these these players have spent a lot of time in the gym together. They know each other very well. There won't be many surprises or secrets here tonight. Hannah Onsen back to the service line for the Vikings. Jessica Brennis. Back set there for Melick, and wow. Double contact called against Allie Graham, and that's a high standard that the official is setting for the setters right out of the gate. Perfect pass for Brennis. The ball comes back outside to her, popped up off the big block of Mattingly. Swanson bump set looking for Gunterman. That's off the block, and a point. Gabby Gunterman with her 4th kill of the night. Double contact called with setter. The ball has to go in their hands together and come out of their hands together. If the hands don't touch the ball at the same time, it is a double contact. That big swing from Jessica Brennis, overfeed off the near dig by Hannah Onsen, and Brennis gets a second bite of the cherry. She touches that one down to the floor, gets the easy kill after she opens it up with the big swing. Caitlin Johnson, senior libero for Snohomish, serving there. Bump set from Eason. That one's rolled over the top by Megan Holman. Graham now outside for Brennis. Dig from Swanson. Eason brings it back into play. Swanson free ball. Perfect pass. Johnson looking for Smith, and that one just misfired. So the fast tempo off the free ball worked with Roz Gilly. Madeline Smith not quite on the same page as the setter Graham there. We're tied at 19. Melissa Stevens to serve for the Vikings. She'll set the backside of the 6-2. Perfect pass from Herzog. Back off of Melick. Melick off the block. Kept in play. Nice up by Johnson. Roll shot by Brennis. Touched off the block of Holman and out. And Jessica Brennis gets her 4th kill of the night. Her and Gunterman are locked at the top of the kill board with 4 apiece. Unofficially, of course. That's the Maddie Bishop Stat Network. Entirely possible that we missed something. Kyla Melick. Big top spin. Maddie Solis. Ice in her veins on that one as she puts it over. Big push over the top with the left hand at Eason. Poirier with the hands. Brennis roll over the top. Solis with the dig. Stevens outside for Gunterman. And there's the double call against Stevens. And it is a high bar for the setters tonight. This is playoff volleyball. You don't mind if the bar is set high as long as it's called consistently. Some officials will let a little more double action go than others. Not tonight, not in playoff ball. Holy jump serve. Gabby Gunterman with a great play just to keep that one up. Holman, Smith with the block. Back to Megan Holman again. Rolled over the top. Dig Herzog. Back set from Melick, and that one's out of play. Double contact called against Melick. Here comes Bethany McBrien into the match. The freshman setter back at it again. Snohomish drops into a standard rotation 1. Brennis the front row outside, push back on the right side. Pass from Herzog up. Over the top tip from Poirier, dug by Stevens. Eason now up. Sophie Swanson, big swing. Caitlin Johnson with the dig. Jessica Brennis, and oh my gosh, another double contact called. Now, there's a point where you don't want to stand around and watch the official blow his whistles. You have to let the players play at some point. Gabby Gunterman puts that ball up. Overfeeds, service ace for Gunterman. She's responsible for 5 of Lake Stevens' 21 points. We're tied here in set 1. Wesco 4A district final action. Gunterman serves. Brennis. McBrien bump set. Herzog free balls over. Solis. Perfect pass for Stevens. Back. Eason. Oh, Johnson can't come up with the dig. And Lily Eason has really come into her own this year, playing across the front row. That right side left-handed hitter. She jumps high. She swings hard. That is really hard to find. And that is the second time out of the first set for the Panthers. They trail by 2. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
We're back, and we're back with a vengeance. It is a Halloween treat brought to you by Beach VBC here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. So far, it has been a treat. Lake Stevens up by 2 into the first set. Gabby Gunterman with the serve. Caitlin Johnson, Madeline Smith, Jazzy Poirier, dug by Solis. Stevens outside for Swanson, off the block, off the antenna. Point Vikings. Lake Stevens has set point here in set 1 as Sophie Swanson with the big arm swing pushes that ball off the block. Gabby Gunterman serving for the set. Serene Herzog barely keeps that one off the ground. Bethany McBrien can't reel in the pass, and its first set goes to Lake Stevens, 25-21 here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Get comfy, everybody. Grab a warm drink on this cold day. I have a feeling we are going to be here for a while. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Now let's do it. Welcome back to Snohomish High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Today's Wesco 4A District 1 first-round match between Lake Stevens and the Snohomish Panthers is off to a phenomenal start. Lake Stevens takes the first set. It was close all the way up to 21-21, and then Lake Stevens pulled away behind the service of Gabby Gunterman. She's got 4 kills and 1 ace, leads all scorers so far on the night on the unofficial Beach VBC stats. Jessica Brennis on the Snohomish Panthers side has tallied 4 kills. Serene Herzog with 3. Hannah Onsen with a solo block and 2 kills for the Vikings on the scoreboard as well. The previous 2 meetings between these teams have gone to 5 sets each. The first one, it was a very balanced attack for Lake Stevens. Gabby Gunterman and Sophie Swanson both really brought the heat, finished with about an equal number of kills, and I believe that was an 18-16 win, might have been a 16-14. I know there were extra points in the 5th set there on that one. Second time around, they went to 5 sets again. Snohomish stepped up on the effort of Jessica Brennis, who is credited with 25 kills on the Max Preps stats for that night. They put down a 15-6 in the 5th set, so not quite as dramatic, but still a 5-set affair. They're back to decide who's better on the year, these rivals, for a Saturday afternoon on a match that was announced Thursday morning, I believe. They got a pretty good crowd here, probably about 100 people in to watch the action. Both teams making their way back to the floor. Looking at the Vikings, I don't see any changes to their lineup. Why would you? Front row is going to be Sophie Swanson on the outside, Hannah Onsen in the middle, Ainsley Mattingly on the right front. Back row is going to be Gabby Gunterman, the back row outside hitter. And then Maddie Solis will check in for the back middle, Megan Holman. Lily Eason, the sophomore setter, little sister of Skinny Jake Eason. He's
watching.
I'm sure he's watching. If he's not here, I haven't seen him here. He's the quarterback for Lake Stevens High School. He'll be a quarterback at the University of Georgia. Was announced recently he's going to play in the, I'm sure I'm going to miss this, I believe it was the Army All-American Bowl that he's been invited to play in January. So one of the most sought-after quarterbacks coming out of the state of Washington. Looking over at Snohomish, Allie Graham, the freshman setter, back in. On the right, Serene Herzog, Jessica Brennis look to be your outside hitters again. Roz Gillies, your front row middle. Kyla Mellick will be the right side. Caitlin Johnson, your libero. She pops that one up. Brennis set over the top. Mellick dig by Gunterman. Eason puts it up. Here's Onsen in the middle. Hannah Onsen puts that ball deep to zone 1. The libero can't get across to cover that, and that's a great swing out of the middle for Hannah Onsen. She had a nice ability to jump and lean back a little bit, giving her setter a lot of leeway where to get that ball to her. Ball popped up, bump set from Graham. Brennis, not sure that ball came off the block. I don't think so. I don't think we're going to give Hannah the block on that one. I think it caught the tape, popped up, and dropped. Lily Eason, 2 quick points. The serve receive for Snohomish looks a little rattled. Brennis gets aced right on cue, and Snohomish down 1-0. Looks a little hesitant here at the beginning of the second set. Lake Stevens all of a sudden brimming and full of confidence. Brennis pops this one up. Mellick bump set looking for Herzog. She rolls it up over the top, dug by Solis. Eason for Swanson, dug by Brennis. Graham, Mellick again. Solis gets the touch, and net violation called. Looking to see what number, and it's going to be number 14, Ainsley Mattingly, called for the net violation. Looked like that ball was going to drop. Kyla Mellick robbed to the kill, but nonetheless, Point Panthers, Serene Herzog, jump float, and she aces Sophie Swanson. That float serve that Herzog has, the bottom just drops out of that. She hits a flat ball, no movement, no spin, and it dances like a knuckleball in baseball. Lake Stevens now called out of rotation. Second time on that side of the court. Snohomish in the first set. This has Lily Eason, who stepped in front of her overlap, the pushback right outside hitter, Swanson. A little early. Swanson with the pass here. Eason pops it up in the middle for Onsen and pounds it down off the block. Hannah Onsen, her 4th kill of the night. Brings Sophie Swanson back to the service line. Brennis overfeed Gunterman. Eason, Mattingly. Herzog gets the touch. Ainsley Mattingly gets the kill, though, as Herzog can't manage to pop that one up. Nice job distributing her offense there from Eason. She had all the options. Picks the redheaded sophomore on the right side, and Ainsley puts it on the floor. Caitlin Johnson with the pass. Allie Graham for Brennis. Dig by Solis. Nice work there. Back row attack from Swanson, and that's judged to be in play by the line judge. And Sophie Swanson gets her 2nd kill of the night. Part of being a line judge, keeping your eyes ahead of the ball. You want to watch the line and not the ball as it comes through. The quick ones, if you're watching the ball, look like they're out every time. Graham dumps this ball over the top. Eason pops it back up. Here's Gunterman. Gabby Gunterman finds the floor. Lake Stevens firing on all cylinders. Gunterman leading all hitters with 5 kills so far on the night. Swanson has done some damage at the service line. This has been a good rotation. Brennis, Graham, Johnson, Solis for Gunterman. Gabby Gunterman, dug by Herzog. Nice work. Brennis pops it up in the middle. Herzog trying to get through traffic, rolls over the top. Eason back for Mattingly again, off the block, picked up by Graham. Mellick bump set for Brennis, big arm swing, and Jessica Brennis, her 5th kill of the night is a big one. Snohomish needed that as they were on their heels, and the big swing from the senior Brennis gets them out of trouble. Caitlin Johnson comes back to the service line. Solis pops that up. Eason, good hands for Mattingly again. Ainsley Mattingly, a little cut shot back short to the right-hand side, or to the left side of Snohomish for the her 2nd kill of the night, pardon me.
Let's remember that Lake Stevens went up 2 games, and Snohomish came back 3 sets in a row. to win the last match.
This one won't be over till it's over, as Yogi Berra would say for sure. These are two teams who know each other. Hannah Onsen picks that ball up. The Gunterman swing off the block. Madeline Smith, a block machine. And wow, big protests from the Snohomish bench as they thought that ball went outside of the antenna as it crossed the net, and that is a ball that's out of play. These are professional line judges here tonight, being paid to be here. The second official, the down ref, otherwise known as the R2, comes across to talk to the up ref, who's known as the R1. And they're going to give that ball to Snohomish. That ball was out of play, according to the R2. She overrules the line judge. To be fair, we have a very bad angle on it up here, but that ball looked to be well outside of the antenna. Melick, jump top spin, Solis. Really tight set. Eason can't put her hands on it, and that is a service ace for Kyla Melick. Serve receive, the passers for Lake Stevens, Gunterman, Swanson, and Solis. Solis again. This time she does a better job. Mattingly, and she can't get her feet to that ball. It's too far out in front of her. She pounds it into the net. So, service ace again for Melick as Sophie Swanson can't handle that one. That was one heck of a serve. Ties the game. Nothing is going to come easy here today. Swanson this time, good pass to the 10-foot line. Holman swings over the top. She misses. Snohomish takes the lead. Little ebb and flow. Rally scoring volleyball provides for that. 3, 4, 6-point swings, not uncommon. Volleyball is a game of momentum. Gunterman pops that up. Mattingly, nice job keeping it alive, and Solis keeps it in play. Herzog, quick passer looking for Smith, dug by Swanson. Up now, here's Gunterman on the outside, and the net violation called. Serene Herzog couldn't come up with it as Gabby Gunterman, like a howitzer when she gets that ball into her wheelhouse, puts it down hard. Bethany McBrien into the match for Snohomish. Melissa Stevens checks in for Lake Stevens as we see the setter off first time around, backside of the 6-2, meaning the second setters to come in the 6-2 formation. Jessica Brennis, pass, roll shot, wild little cut, dug by Eason. Stevens, and that was a double contact. Too much right hand, not enough left hand. Point for the Panthers. Brennis to the service line. Alex Tarrin trying to get some momentum for his team here. Clapping the hands. Building the intensity. He's helped out by Jesse Tovas, Jeff Harlan, and Caitlin Coleman on his bench. This ball outside. The lefty Eason rolls it over the top. Low tempo pass from Johnson. Cut shot from Herzog. Picked up by Holman. Here's Gunterman. Pushes the ball down the line and misses. Not a bad spot to aim for. She was a smidge too aggressive with that one. Can't keep it inside the end line. Jessica Brennis, the senior, continues to serve. Solis passes 12 feet off the net. Again, Eason. This time she cuts with the left hand out as they stuck in rotation one. The lefty on the left side is trouble, and that's a timeout for the Vikings. The Panthers on a run here in set 2. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Well, welcome back inside Snohomish High School. The Panthers on a roll, down by a set, but up by 3 points here in set number 2.
Hey, so here's a question. You're a coach. How is it that they can get the ball when it's coming straight at you to go straight up? How do they form their hands like that?
It's all about the angle of the platform. What you need to get is you need to get those forearms level and together and find an angle that gets under that ball and pops it up in the air as opposed to right back where it came from. It's a skill that these kids spend thousands of hours developing. Jessica Brennis with a service ace, followed by a service error. Her effort behind the service line puts Snohomish up by 3. That brings Gabby Gunterman back to the service line. Sophie Swanson to the front row. Serene Herzog, perfect pass. Bethany McBrien for Herzog, and Serene hammers that ball down the line. Off the hands of Stevens. She got a touch on it, but she couldn't pick it up. Beautiful set from the freshman McBrien there. Natalie Stern with the serve. Solis, perfect pass for Stevens, and there's Lily Eason. A big left-handed arm swing has a huge advantage from the right side because she can transition outside of the court, come from outside in, and her left arm comes into the court first, which gives her a wider hitting range as opposed to a right side hitter. Roll shot over the top from Herzog, dug up by Swanson. Tip in the middle. Nope, McBrien called for the double as she tries to go quick to Roz Gilly.
You know what surprises me the most about these girls is their timing. They just seem to be so quick.
You know, this game is played with your eyes. It's all about what you see at this level. Another double contact called against McBrien. Been a very, very tightly called match by the up ref tonight. Oftentimes that can make a match not much fun to watch. The officials blowing their whistle an awful lot. Job is to find a level that both teams can play at. Eason swings that one over. Swanson's just a bit wide, and Snohomish holding on to a lead here. Be Allie Graham, the other freshman setter, coming back to the service line now. Kyla Mellick, the senior hitter, playing on the right side tonight. This Snohomish lineup has 3 brilliant hitters. You would be crazy not to have them all 3 involved in a match. Herzog, Brennis, and Mellick, all 3 seniors with big arm swings and great skill sets. Hannah Onsen takes care of the overfeed. A little confusion out of Snohomish leads to an easy ball, leads to Hannah Onsen's 5th kill of the night. It's Onsen, Gunterman, and Brennis, all 3 at 5 kills. Herzog right behind at 4. Those are your leaders here in the match this evening. Lily Eason gets under that ball. It's pushed out. We got a side-out battle going on here. Each team winning their serve-receive, whether through an error or an effort. Serene Herzog now. That jump float. Pass by Solis. One-handed desperation dig by Eason. And Roz Gilly over the top, and Allie Graham called for the double, and that's just not fun to watch. My personal opinion, the level has been pretty consistent and pretty even on both sides. There's no reason to blow the whistle this much. Caitlin Johnson pops that ball up off of Herzog, and Swanson gets a point. It's tied. Lake Stevens and Snohomish at 16. That's a beautiful swing from Gilly. Great timing between her and the freshman Graham. Snohomish likes that low-tempo pass on a free ball. Fast pass on the free ball seems to be their motto, and then they put it into the middle. Mellick gets under that one. Swings long. Swanson continuing to do damage at the service line, and Alex Tarrant wants to talk to his Panthers as we get towards the end of set 2. We're going to take a quick break on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. It's Halloween. Boo. Scary affair going on here. We've got a second set.
Me.
Second set of this Wesco District 1 playoff match. Lake Stevens up 1-0 and by 1 point here in set number 2, 17-16. It's been very evenly fought all the way through. Sophie Swanson has done a lot of damage at the service line. Kyla Mellick misfires into the net, and the damage Swanson's doing, not necessarily service aces. When you get back there, you're not really looking for the service ace, although those are wonderful. You love to have them. What you're trying to do is you're trying to keep the other team out of system. So whether that's a particular place on the floor you put the ball or a particular player that you pick on, Jessica Brennis pops that ball up. Caitlin Johnson puts it over. Brennis with the push. Up into the middle, fast for Hannah Onsen, and she leads all hitters with 6 kills on the night. Beautiful play from Lake Stevens as they get the easy one off the hands of Brennis. Gunterman with the dig. Quick set from Eason to Onsen, the sophomore connection there. Sophie Swanson back at the service line. Now Lake Stevens starting to open up a margin. Herzog with the pass. Graham for Brennis. Brennis reaches back, and that ball's behind her. Brennis wants the touch call. I didn't see it, neither did the officials. That ball's out of play. And Snohomish struggling to find a rhythm. A little frustration creeping in as those senior hitters have misfired a couple times here in the last few points. Here's Herzog out of the back row, and Mellick backing up into that ball. It's not a bad decision by Graham to mix things up, change the point of attack, but confusion and frustration on the Snohomish side leads to another timeout with Lake Stevens up by 5 here in set 2. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Brought this match, District 1, Wesco 4A, playoff match is brought to you by Beach VBC. Learn to play like the pros. Snohomish on the ropes here in set 2. They're down 1-0. Looking for their senior leadership amongst their hitters to step up. It's the senior Caitlin Johnson. Dump dug by Eason. Bump set from Mattingly, and Hannah Onsen in the middle of the court with her 7th kill of the night leads all hitters, and nothing that can be done to stop her right now. The bump set from Mattingly, and Hannah Onsen cuts it, finds a hole in the floor. Sophie Swanson. Jessica Brennis, perfect pass for Graham. Brennis up, big arm swing, and that's what Jessica Brennis can do.
Look at the size of that guy.
She leads Snohomish with 6 kills this evening. We see why. She's senior outside hitter looking to play at the next level. A couple colleges interested in her. Hopefully she finds an opportunity. Caitlin Johnson, the senior libero, with a service ace there. That's KJ's first ace of the night. She's an emotional leader on this team. She is a fireball back there. Eason, back to Gunterman. She swings high, can't find the hands, and Snohomish creeping back into this. 1 point at a time now is what the Panthers will be looking for. Great serve again from Johnson, and you can see the reaction. She is in it. Timeout for the Vikings. Snohomish on a 3-point run behind the serving of senior libero Caitlin Johnson. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Okay, we're back.
Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. Caitlin Johnson, the libero for the Snohomish Panthers, on a service run here, trying to get her Panthers back into set two. They trail 1-0. Ainsley Mattingly, the swing for the Vikings. Ainsley Mattingly with another swing for the Vikings. Dig by Graham. Nice job by Jessica Brennis just to punch that ball over. Maddie Solis. Lily Eason called for the double. Gabby Gunterman with the big swing dug up by Jessica Brennis, and all of that for naught as the official blows his whistle on Eason's hands. Johnson down the line. That ball was not out. That is a service ace for the Panthers. And KJ, as Caitlin's known, taking over this game. She's brought her team back from a 5-point deficit late in set two, looking for the lead now. Hannah Onsen with the pass, high outside. Gabby Gunterman off the block. Sophie Swanson with the dig. Lily Eason backside for Ainsley Mattingly. And the red-headed right side gets her third of the night. Can't say enough about what a good job Lily Eason is doing and moving her offense around tonight. 5 kills for Gabby Gunterman, 7 kills for Hannah Onsen, 3 kills for Ainsley Mattingly, and a service ace for Hannah Onsen to go with 7 kills, 1 stuff block, and set point in set number 2 for the Vikings. And just like that, Snohomish was right back in it. Mattingly and Onsen give their team the advantage. Dig by Eason. Mattingly with the bump set. Roll from Gunterman. Dug by Herzog. Pushed outside for Brennis, and that one finds the floor. Jessica Brennis, her 7th kill of the night. She's listed as 5'9". The girl jumps out of the gym. I've watched her get on the fitness routine when she was a U14 player, coming in on her off nights at her club training facility in Lake Stevens, doing box jumps and core work. That girl has worked. Ainsley Mattingly, roll shot off speed this time. Can't fool Herzog. Outside, there's Jessica Brennis, who now leads all hitters with 8 kills on the night, and it's 24 all. We've got bonus points here in set 2. We promised this was going to be a Halloween treat, and it is not letting us down. Kyla Melick at the service line. Panthers jump top. Eason contacts that ball under the height of the net. She was in danger of a back row attack. Roll shot from Brennis, dug by Eason. Bump set from Mattingly. Gunterman, dug by Herzog. There's Melick. Poirier pushes deep. Easy one for Solis. Perfect pass for Eason. Into the middle for Holman. Touchdown, and Poirier got her hands on it. Otherwise, it would have been point Panthers, but Gunterman gets a dig. Gunterman with another dig. Eason below the height of the net. Easy one for Johnson. Melick. Tempo set, looking for Madeline Smith. It's out of play. It's set point number 2 for the Vikings. Melissa Stevens checking into the match for Ainsley Mattingly. She'll be serving and setting for the Vikings as it's 25-24. Their second opportunity at a set point. Alex Tarrant sending Captain Jessica Brennis over to talk to the up ref about the contacts of Lily Eason. She's a back row setter, or she was until this rotation. She's not allowed to have an attacking contact above the height of the net. As long as it's below the height of the net, it's fine. As a back row player, that is. Caitlin Johnson pops that ball up. Jessica Brennis, Maddie Smith keeps it in play. Maddie Solis now looking back. Here's Lily Eason. That one up off the block. Serene Herzog, what a dig. And Bethany McBrien can't quite handle it. And it's 26-24 Vikings. They're up 2-0. Wait a minute, fans. Don't turn off yet. We've been here before. Lake Stevens was up by 2 last time around. Snohomish came back to win 3 straight. What's on the books for tonight, we'll find out with set 3 just around the corner here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Welcome back to Snohomish High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We're in a Wesco 4A District 1 playoff match between the Lake Stevens Vikings and Snohomish Panthers. The visiting Vikings up 2-0. Both sets have been extremely competitive. We've got some very, very high-level talent, some very cohesive play on point here tonight in Lake Stevens. A lot of this development of Wesco 4A volleyball, a lot of these teams have made leaps and bounds forward in the last few years, and that has a lot to do with the efforts of the USA volleyball clubs that have sprung up within our region, within the Wesco area here. You're looking at clubs like Lake Volleyball Club, Snohomish Valley Fusion. You look at the Seattle Juniors Club actually practices out of the North End, Glacier Peak High School area. A huge investment on the USA volleyball side of time and energy into developing talent here in the area, and that's what we're seeing on display tonight are some of the early results, the early payoff for these programs. Players like Hannah Onsen has been playing club volleyball since she was 10 years old. She's a sophomore in high school. She's got 6 years of volleyball experience under her belt. Ainsley Mattingly started playing when she was a U12. Gabby Gunterman was miniature when she started. Serene Herzog decided that she wanted to play high-level beach volleyball at age 13 and worked at it until she ended up with a offer to go play beach volleyball at the University of Hawaii. All of these kiddos are putting in thousands and thousands of hours, and what we're seeing here is the payoff for that. Caitlin Johnson for Allie Graham. Big swing from Kyla Mellick. Nice job from Jessica Brennis to keep that ball off the floor, but it falls just out on the Viking side. That's a point for the Vikings. And Sophie Swanson, this has been a great rotation for Lake Stevens tonight with Sophie Swanson at the service line. Ainsley Mattingly, Hannah Onsen, and Gabby Gunterman in the front row for the Vikings. That's Kyla Mellick. She struggled a bit tonight. She can't find the other side of the court with that one. She was a setter for senior night on Monday against Mount Vernon. Back into a regular hitter role, hitting the right pin tonight. Brennis and Herzog on the outside for the Panthers. Allie Graham to the right side for Herzog. Shows a little roll shot. Swanson digs that one. Here's Gunterman. Gunterman off the hands of Herzog and over the top. And Gabby Gunterman has put down a heap of kills tonight.
I think they started out the last set the same way, about 3 or 4 to nothing.
Pretty close.
They
pretty
evened it up
close
by the end of the game.
It's a game. It's a match teams. Each Sophie Swanson and the called against Gabby Gunterman. That's a high school call, one that we've seen a lot of. The closed fit. Technically, it all has to do with the amount of time the ball spends in contact with the arm. Continues to lead all hitters for Brennis. Side, she's got 7. Gunterman with 6. Herzog, jump float. Beautiful job by Eason. Megan Holman into the match. Hannah on. Outside for Brennis. Nice job. Dig by Onsen. Dig by Herzog. Overfed, and Megan Holman misfires, and Snohomish gets away with one. Caitlin Johnson back to the service line. She had a great service run to get Snohomish back in it at the end of set 2. And she starts right where she left off here in set 3. Her 3rd service ace of the night. Again, these are the unofficial Matty Bishop stats. I got a few things going on here, trying to keep up as best as we can. My apologies. I love watching this kid play. I had her 2 years ago, and man, this girl is fun to work with. She loves this game, and she works hard. Serene Herzog passes at 11 feet, bump set, Brennis pounds. Last time when Snohomish came back from 2-0 down, it was on the effort of Brennis, who put down 25 kills that night. She's on her way. Bellick, that was a late. And that's 4 contacts. It came off the libero Solis. A big one from Mel. Second time she's caught the tape with that one, which makes it even. It's her 3rd kill of the night. For that lefty to really terminate well from the left. Melik now, the freshman replacing the senior. That one's off the block. Nice job. That in play, Megan Holman. Dog. McBrien puts that ball up, and that one was a double contact as it came sideways. Her hands to that ball. Poirier puts it over, free ball. Bump set from Stevens, dug by Brennis on the swing. Swanson, little misfire for McBrien there. Herzog keeps it in play. Here's Swanson, dig by Herzog. Dig from the senior libero for Lake Stevens. Jessica Brennis back at the service line for the Panthers. Nice high elbow, high hand. She drives this ball through. Libero Solis with the pass. Back row set for Gunterman. That comes off the hands of Smith behind the service line. Eason, Onson, and Swanson. The front row for Lake Stevens. McBrien set, looking for Herzog. Herzog steps back. Picks it up, now to the outside. Here's Swanson, roll shot over the top. Good read from Serene Herzog. Brennis out of the number 4, and she shows why. Strategy. Side of Dawn Hansen and the Lake Stevens Vikings. Lily Eason, beautiful float. Hawk is taking control. The Panthers back in. And here's Melik, quick little roll shot, dug by Onson. Eason for Barrow Johnson, nicely done, and Melik misfires. Roll shot, easy dig from Onson. Back up, they run quick. Set 3. We're going to take a quick break on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Neal lead, a 17-14 lead, and seemingly all doing an amazing job from the service line tonight. Incredibly intelligent pass. The luck never hurts either in those situations. Snohomish needs an answer soon. Brennis, that ball's 15. Whoever comes out on the bottom. They're not out of it. They still have an opportunity to win through the bottom. Hands on it, trying to go back over her shoulder for Gilly. Not the best decision from the freshman setter there. Lake Stevens in control. 5 points away from a meeting with Monroe on Tuesday night. We're going to do everything we can to get that one for you here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Melik, perfect pass. Graham, free ball's over. Freshman setter feeling some nerves. Here's Hannah Onson, dug up by Gunterman. Nice job by Gilly. And that one's Gunterman to tip. Again, Gilly with her hands in the way. Onsen digs that one. Here, Madison Solis for Eason. Gunterman dug by Brennis. Melich with the roll shot. Eason digs it. Bump set, kinda, for Mattingly. Gunterman puts that one on to Gilly, and that's a double for sure. Allie Graham struggling a little bit behind the service line. Alex Tarrin, he's got one more timeout. He's going to use it. His team's down by 7 and needs something special here in set 3. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Wow. Welcome back inside Snohomish High School, where the Lake Stevens Vikings have the pedal to the metal. They're looking to roll into the second round on the winner's side of the bracket in the Westco 4A District 1 playoffs. One step closer to a trip to state, but they've got to go through the Panthers here first. Beautiful play. Jessica Brennis to Allie Graham into the middle for Roz Gilly, and it ends up being a net violation against the Vikings, so Gilly doesn't get credit for the kill. Snohomish does get the point, and Serene Herzog, the senior outside, comes to the service line. Sophie Swanson can't get to that ball. That ball was up. It looked like Lily Eason followed through into the net. No call. Back row set for Swanson. Off the hands of Brennis. Sophie Swanson with her third kill of the night to go with one ace and an incredible effort from the service line. Hannah Onsen steps back 22-15 Lake Stevens.
I think that was incredible because she was actually surprised by the ball. Did you see that look?
Sophie was expecting that ball to go somewhere else. She made the play regardless. And that's Allie Graham trying to connect with Roz Gilly. They misfire. The Panthers are in a hole now that few teams have ever dug out of at 15-23. Here's Herzog. The pass is 18 feet off the net. Brennis free balls it over. Ainsley Mattingly. Lily Eason into the middle. That's Megan Holman. And on her knees with one hand stuck out. Jessica Brennis can't make the play there. It's match point for the Vikings. Hannah Onsen at the service line. She has had herself a night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kills. An ace and a stuff block for Onsen. She finds Caitlin Johnson. All Allie Graham can do is put it back over. Onsen with the dig. Double contact called against Eason as that would have ended it. Gabby Gunterman got all of that one. Brennis couldn't handle it, but was a little wobbly coming out of Eason's hands, and the standard has been set very high for the setters tonight. Caitlin Johnson back at the service line for Snohomish. Sophie Swanson. Ainsley Mattingly, and Madeline Smith ends up with the ball stuck between her hands. Ainsley Mattingly with the kill, her fourth of the night, and Lake Stevens goes on to the winner's side of the bracket to face Monroe Tuesday night. We're going to try and have that match for you here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Snohomish still in it. They dropped to the loser's side of the bracket. They will be waiting for the loser of the Kamiak versus the winner of Jackson Mount Vernon match. That match is going to happen on Tuesday. So Snohomish has until Thursday before they play again. Lake Stevens plays again on Tuesday, and a big 3-set sweep for the Vikings here in Panther Country at Snohomish High School. We'll be back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network in just a moment with our player of the match. All right, we're back here at Snohomish High School with the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match tonight from Lake Stevens, sophomore middle hitter Hannah Onson. Hannah, 9 kills, a stuff block, an ace, and an all-around excellent performance. Tell us a little bit about how you guys prepared for this third matchup of the year against Snohomish.
Well, honestly, we just came into this match knowing we've played them 2 times. We've been preparing all season. We've played them over and over, and we just knew we had to go back to the basics, do what we can do, and play hard and push and just create energy when we don't have it. Because we've been getting in ruts, and we haven't been able to dig up, and now we're starting to get up, and it's been great.
Excellent. So you guys are up 2-0. You've got a little bit of a lead in set 3. You guys know what happened here last time that you played Snohomish, right? What was different this time? What was the feeling of the team?
The crave for the win. We really wanted this because it's one thing to go out and play 2 great sets back to back, but it's always a great thing when you can go out and play 3 and finish it, because that's one thing we've also struggled with over this season is finishing when we have the momentum and not giving up. And I think it was a great push tonight.
Great job, Hannah. Great job to the Vikings. Looking forward, you've got Monroe Tuesday night, right? In the next round, you're on the winner's side of the bracket, so you have a little leeway, but tell us about facing the Bearcats.
No team is unbeatable, and I think there is great potential, and it's going to be a great match. And I want to go out and I want to play hard because honestly, we need to prove every second of the court. We need to be out there pushing hard, and I think tonight has shown that we all have the ability to do that, and I'm really excited and pumped.
Great job, Hannah. You have a happy Halloween tonight. Excellent work. Give your Vikings teammates some love. That's it here from Snohomish High School. We're bringing Hannah over for pictures there. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by Beach VBC. Learn to play like the pros at beachvbc.com. We'll be back with more Wesco 4A action. We're going to bring you Monroe versus Lake Stevens from Monroe High School on Tuesday night, right here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.